What is going on YouTube? My name is Salim for those of you guys who are new or haven't seen my channel before. And you know what? It's kind of late at night right now and I thought, you know what? Now is a good time to review Kingsman: The Secret Service. So, without further ado, here we go. So basically the movie stars Colin Firth, Taron Egerton, Sam Jackson, Michael Caine of all people. Mark Hamill is in this movie. Oh my goodness. Mark Strong is pretty good. He plays Merlin, who's kind of like Taron Egerton's sidekick. But anyways, let me just get right into it. So this video won't really have spoilers, but in case you haven't seen the first Kingsman. But by the way, this is the first Kingsman. You know, I dressed up, so it all works out fine. So first one is about this kid named his name's Eggsy, even though his real name is Gary. But yeah, his name is Gary, and basically he lives in the United Kingdom. I believe it's London, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, pretty sure it's London. Sorry, it's been I haven't memorized the plot, but anyways, so yeah, basically this kid lives in London and whatnot, and he lives with his mom and his I think it's his younger sister. Yeah, and basically what happens is that Sam Jackson is the villain in this movie, and he basically comes up with the plot to obviously take over the world and whatnot. And here's the funny twist on this movie. Yeah, it didn't sound that creative when I explained it, but the twist is that it kind of the movie is almost in on the joke kind of, and it makes fun of those old school like James Bond movies and spy movies in general and whatnot. And it's almost self aware, but it's not breaking the fourth wall. I mean, they kind of do it, but not really. But there's a couple of lines when you watch the movie, you'll understand what I'm saying. But yeah, and I gotta be honest with you, this was a really good movie. I mean, I think a lot of people, including myself, were surprised by how entertaining it was. I mean, Colin Firth is the heart of this movie. I mean, without him, it would be. I mean, he's not in the movie a whole lot, but yeah. I don't know. I felt like he carried the movie for like whenever he was in it, and yeah. Taron Egerton, though, people have to give this guy some credit because when Colin Firth isn't on screen, or whenever Colin Firth is on screen with Taron Egerton does a good job. I mean, he came out of nowhere and whatnot, and he's just I think he's starting to make a name for himself throughout Hollywood because I think he's starting to get more roles and whatnot. And I don't know, they've announced a few movies with them and whatnot, which I mean, good for him, right? Sam Jackson as the villain, a lot of people didn't like him. They thought he was over the top or whatever. But I guess since this movie is over the top in and of itself, and the action and the story itself and whatnot, I don't mind it, honestly. And another thing that people don't mention, this is a very different kind of comic book movie. Yes, this movie was based on a comic. It was called The Secret Service. It wasn't even called Kingsman. It was just called The Secret Service. I read a little bit of the first issue of that comic and whatnot, and I gotta be honest, it's pretty different, but at the same time, though, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Sometimes for adaptations, you have to change it for the sake of the movie and whatnot. And how are the action sequences? Because this is an action movie, obviously. It really well shot. I mean, I'm surprised how they shot that, especially the church fight scene. Amazing. You have to talk about that. And anyone who wants to review this movie or has done a review for this movie has obviously mentioned that church fight. It's just amazing. It's headshots for days, and Colin Firth just uses whatever he can find. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and on top of that, Freebird. That's all I can say. Just Freebird. Yep, man, what a movie. Anyway, so yeah, problems I have with it. I don't know. It just kind of ends in an awkward spot, and you're just like, okay. But yeah, I mean, overall the movie's really solid. It has great performances, great writing, funny dialogue at times. Just decent action sequences. It's a little bit slow at the beginning, I'll say that, but then after a while it just picks up and it keeps going. Michael Caine is quite good whenever he's in it. I mean, Mark Hamill's the professor, I think, and yeah, he was the professor in one of the scenes. He's not really in it that much either. I mean, it's like they have to give everyone kind of their screen time, but for the most part, they did a good job and enjoyed this movie. So yeah, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you like videos like these, be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching.